What's going on, guys? JT Bets here, back with another episode of Farming Simulator 19 logging edition. And yeah, so how y'all been? It's been a while since I've done a farm sim. Gonna be a little bit of a short episode, but today's episode I just kind of want to say thank you to a lot of people, and what I mean by that is, obviously, of course, thank you guys. But no, I'm talking about, obviously everybody knows the coronavirus thing is going on. And, I ain't really going to get into all that good shit, because I could talk about that upon hours, the stupidity of what's going on. But, yeah, but, it just, amazes me because, they like here where I live, they shut non-essential business down. Well, I think there's a confusion on what non-essential and what essential is, because really the only thing that's closed is just bars. That's it. Or bars and gyms, I guess, workout gyms. That's about it. Almost everything else is completely open. The restaurants are open. May not be fully staffed due to the fact that they're not allowing dine-in. But a lot of these restaurants are still doing, curbside and delivery and stuff like that, which is something else I want to talk to. If you guys are in an area that is shut down and you got restaurants that are doing curbside and stuff like that, make sure you support your local businesses. Local business, it's very, very important. Because I'm going to be brutally honest. Your big corporations like McDonald's and Wendy's and Sonic and all, they're going to be able to survive this. They're going to survive this easily. Now, will they take a hit? Yeah, they will take a hit. But you're also talking about a $1 billion business, compared to a local restaurant, which is nowhere close to that. Nowhere close to that at all. What people forget is, especially in a small town, most likely you're going to know the people that run this business, or you're going to know the people that work at these businesses, that survive off this business. And yeah, this shutdown is going to hurt them. Possibly a lot of them is going to have to shut down for permanent. A lot of them may have just locked their doors for the last time ever, depending on how long this lasts. So yeah, if you guys get a chance, make sure you support local business first. Because they're the ones that's going to take the hardest hit out of all of this. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to eat locally at the local businesses. Support them, support their employees. Because again, McDonald's is always going to be around. Sonic's always going to be around. That's just all there is to it. But your mom and pa made from scratch diner down the road, it's a possibility. They may shut their door one day and that's it. They'll never open back up. And someday down the road you'll be like, man, I regret. I wish they were still open. So of course, thank them. Thank the local businesses, of course, for staying open. But I see all these people all the time. And, they're like, oh, thank the nurses and the medical staff and this and that. They're in the front line of this. And don't get me wrong, by any means, they deserve 100% thankfulness and stuff like that. But it kills me because, like, for instance, not to brag nothing, but like our radio station, they're like, oh, thank the medical field, thank this, thank this, thank this, thank factory workers, thank store employees. But you get people like me who is in public works, which we don't get a thank you. You know, never once do we get a thank. We don't even get a thank you for plowing snow. And you know what kills me? Because, again, and I'm not saying these people don't deserve a thank you. By all means, they definitely deserve a thank you. But it shouldn't have to take, you know, a tragedy or an event like this for them to get that thank you. You know, nobody wants to thank a firefighter until their house is on fire. You know, nobody wants to thank a cop until their life is in danger or something like that. Nobody wants to thank a paramedic until, you know, they're bleeding or, you know, been in a bad accident and need to go to the hospital. You know, until then, nobody wants to thank them. You know, like these nurses. Nobody wanted to thank a nurse until here we have you know, the coronavirus. Now all of a sudden they're getting the praise just the same as doctors. And I know a lot of people want to take this like, oh, you know, you're just being selfish. No. By all means, do they deserve a thank you and a standing ovation. But, you know, it shouldn't take an event like this to happen to say thank you to these people and for their professions. But, you know, and again, you know, like the farmers, you know, for thousands of years, farmers have been taking care of us. They've been feeding us. It shouldn't take this and all the stupid people buying all the stuff, put us in a shortage to thank a farmer. You know, that should be an everyday thing. You know, just like vets, you know, soldiers. People never want to thank them until we're in a war or something, or until they need them. And then they're like, oh, you know, you should always thank military, no matter what. Whether they stay here in America or where they go across the seas. You know, their job, no matter where they're at, is just as important for this country as anything else. But, you know, again, it killed me because you see all these people getting thanked. You know, factory workers for still keeping up and producing things that we need every day and this and that. But, you know, nobody ever wants to thank, you know, public works service. Now they'll thank sanitary, you know, like water pollution, but that's it. Like our own mayor doesn't even give two shits about us. But you know, people forget. You know, here we are. We're still out dealing with the public every day. We're still out. You know, we work out in the elements every day, whether it's sun, snow, rain, cold, hot, wind blowing. It don't matter. We're out every day working. And even right now, you know, our yards is running 7 days a week because of this coronavirus, which sucks. But you know, like during wintertime, you know, when it snows, you see everybody thinking, oh, thank a tow truck driver. Thank the cops for dealing with this. Thank the firefighters when there's a wreck. But not once do you ever see anybody thank, you know, public works employee. What the fuck just happened? And I'm not trying to take away from, you know, anybody else that job. But, you know, it just kills me that everybody wants to thank everybody but certain groups. You know, just like in the health field, you know. And again, don't take this the wrong way. Yeah, thank a doctor, thank, you know, a nurse, this and that. But, you know, the people that aren't getting thanked and probably should be is the ones that are keeping the hospital fucking clean. It's, you know, it's them, you know. Nobody wants to thank them. Oh. You know, nobody ever wants to thank, you know, the people that are keeping the hospitals clean. You know, the janitors, the room, what am I trying to call them? Oh, I gotta try it the other way. Housekeepers. That's what they are. I'm sorry. I know that's bad. But yeah, you know, nobody wants to thank a housekeeper and this and that. And, you know, here they are out doing their job. And, you know, nobody wants to think, and I know Tyler's probably going to get a big head if you ever watch this. As I tip over, that's cool. I have no idea what's going on. This was a bad idea. But yes, janitors deserve just as much thank as anybody else. You know, everyone was like, oh, the cops are in the front line of this. The EMTs are in the front line of this. You know, the nurses are in the front line of this. Yeah, well, you know, so is everybody else in that fucking hospital. Don't get me wrong. You know, and it just kills me because, you know, everybody wants to thank, you know, the people that are up front. You know, it's just like a concert. You know, everybody wants to praise the singer, the lead singer. Well, there's a lot of people behind scenes that, if it wasn't for them, the concert would never exist. So, you know, just remember that when, you know, you're out thinking. First off, it shouldn't have to take an event like this or any major event to thank somebody for the job they do. You know, and you got professions like cops that, you know, due to here we go again. Due to the media, and that's a big problem. Media is the cause of a lot of this, but due to the media, you know, cops have to fear for their life every day when they go to work. So, you know, sometimes hearing a thank you for what they do, it brightens their day. It makes their day and makes them happy. Just like a soldier, you know. Soldiers don't get the credit they deserve or the thank yous they deserve, and, you know, it is what it is. It shouldn't have to take an event like a war or something to say thank you for your service. And again, you know, people think, you know, just because you're in the military, if you don't go fight overseas, you're not a true, you know, veteran, and that's not the case. You know, like our National Guard, them guys are working their ass off dealing with this coronavirus, working just as hard as people overseas fighting right now. So, that's going to do for this video, guys. I just, you know, like I said, it just kind of irritates me. And I'm not saying, like I said, these people don't deserve credit, but it just irritates me that, you know, people, for one, only want to thank people when something major happens instead of doing it every day like they should. And it pisses me off because you get so many people behind scenes that don't get the credit they deserve. And, you know, nobody gives two fucks about them. You know, again, like I said, people don't give two fucks about us. But, you know, like when it snows, y'all ain't going home, or y'all ain't going to make it to your destination safely if it wasn't for people like me and people in my profession working 12 hours a day, you know, driving in the snow, putting our lives in danger during these tough conditions to make sure the roads get cleared so you can get where you're going, even though you probably shouldn't be going anywhere, safely. And also to the, you know, allowing the cops and the paramedics and the firefighters do their job safely without having to worry about whether they're going to slide down some hill or crash into something because of the roads. And, you know, if it wasn't for people like me and my job and people I work with, you wouldn't even have roads. You know, that's what people forget. You know, yeah, you get, you know, places like Missouri that have one of the worst road systems in the United States. But if it still wasn't for people like MoDOT and people like us and, you know, other municipalities and public works, there wouldn't be no roads. I mean, you'd be driving on dirt. And people are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You go out to some of them old dirt roads and you'll figure out it's a lot worse than what you think. So, you know, again, just always be thankful for everybody. You know, there ain't a job out there that's too small. There really ain't. And don't forget to support your local businesses. And don't forget to say thank you to everybody for everything they do. Unless you're like Bran and don't do nothing. I'm just kidding, Bran. I just kid. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you want to know anytime I post a video or go live with the live stream, make sure the bell symbol next to my subscribe button. I'll notify when I do either one. As well as going to my Facebook page, the Outcast Posse's Facebook page, which links to those are in the description below. As well as everybody's YouTube channel, everybody's Twitch channel. So make sure you check everybody else out. I always post some badass shit. But until next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace!